On Wednesday, the Federal Reserve met and decided to cut interest rates for the first time in 4 years. So in this video, we'll talk about what that means for the near future of the US economy. The Federal Reserve, or the Fed, has been raising interest rates since COVID to help combat some of the runaway inflation that we've seen. But on September 18th, the Fed decided to cut rates. They had a choice of whether to cut by a quarter point or by half a point, and they did decide to cut it by half a point. So depending on how you look at this can be good news or maybe not so great news. It is good for people who felt like the current high interest rates have stopped them from making some major purchases in their life. So as rates start coming down, this may be the opportunity for people to make that home purchase or car purchase or other large purchase that requires financing. On the other side of it, some people are looking at it like, wow, if the Federal Reserve decided to cut by half a point when they had an opportunity to cut it by less, they must think the economy is actually worse off than we expect. This also comes on the heels of a job report a couple months ago that came out a lot weaker than a lot of people expected, and a lot of the stock market actually reacted pretty badly to the news as well. So because of that pressure, people were assuming that the Federal Reserve was able to make a cut, and so all eyes were to see how much of a cut they were going to make. We did see this reflected in the stock market right after the interest rate cut was announced, and the stock market did dip a little bit, but honestly by the next day the markets had recovered. In a previous video, I talked about how Canada had also recently cut their interest rates, showing that this issue that we're having with inflation and some of the issues coming out of COVID weren't just an issue for the United States, but they do have global repercussions as well. The thing to keep an eye on moving forward is if the Federal Reserve will continue cutting interest rates pretty aggressively, or if they're going to hold interest rates and move very, very slowly. I'm a little bit biased, and I'm definitely one of those people who want to see more interest rate cuts. I am interested in refinancing my mortgage that I got in 2022, but I know it does have larger impacts. By lowering interest rates too quickly, that is where we can see consumer spending jump too fast, and that's where we see that hyperinflation. So how are you feeling about this news about interest rate cuts? Is this excited for, or are you nervous to see future consequences? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you soon.